Welcome back. We're still reviewing the papers. Now moving on to the Punch. Major headline: Federal government floors governors as Supreme Court outlaws caretaker exco joint accounts, preventing democratically elected administration in local government unconstitutional. Supreme Court, Tinubu NLC, NULGE, others hail judgment. Ex-Ogun local government chair louts president. Federal government IOCs agree on crude supply to Dangote local refineries. Public officials received 721 billion naira bribe in 2023, according to the NBS report. 33 billion naira fraud. Ex-power minister collapses before trial, remanded in prison. We've taken that. Minimum wage. Tinubu Labour talks adjourned till next week. UK varsity reviews fees for Nigerian students facing expulsion. Lagos Marawa operator hangs self over tricycle seizure. Wow. PDP alleges contempt as Ayedatiwa appoints council caretakers. What stories do we have in the Punch?
We have the UK varsity. Thanks to the chairman, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Honorable Abike Dabiri Erewa, the federal government has announced that the Teesside University in the UK has implemented a more compassionate payment method for Nigerian schooling in the institution. So, due to the incessant imbalance between dollar and naira and a reduction from the 7 installment payment to a 3 installment payment plan that the university initially granted. So initially, the students were allowed to pay their fees in 7 installments. Yes. The university, by whatever wisdom, decided it was 3 installments final payment that the students should do. And coupled with the, at the time of admission, the state of the naira and now sustaining the new fees, most students could not meet up. So on May 22nd, 2024, these students were ordered to leave the UK because they had difficulties in paying their tuition fees. And most of the students cited, of course, the devaluation of naira, the significant barrier to meeting their financial obligations and all of that. And they also tried to reach the school for an agreement, but they found themselves locked out of the school account. They were reported to the Home Office. They were mandated to leave the UK. The university maintained that it was a strict external regulation necessity that is not there in their hands. But these 60 affected students were deeply depressed, and now they have so-called because Nigeria Diaspora Commission and federal government has been able to meet with the school and have an arraignment. So they are going to be given a payment review. Okay. Supposed to just, At
least don't even leave the payment plan the way they left it before they started.
I don't like when universities are projecting themselves as, no, education is our primary goal. Yes. Supposed to say you be commercial bank.
Before, now money now. It's a money-making
Exactly.
Stuff. Any other story in the Punch?
Yes, please. So lawmakers in the House of Representatives on Thursday condemned the incessant arrest and detention of journalists in the country while carrying out their constitutionally assigned roles. Coming on the motion of urgent public importance titled "Need to curtail the incessant and unlawful arrest and detention of journalists by law enforcement agencies," which was sponsored, the sponsor of the motion and member representing Abak Etomi Ebon of Eka Federal Constituency, Akwa Ibom State, and Clement Jimbo, lamented the state of unlawful arrest of journalists in Nigeria, saying the development must be addressed to protect the fourth estate of the realm. The Green Chamber stressed the importance of a free press to the growth and sustenance of democracy and warned perpetrators of harassment against journalists to desist from such practices. Further pledged to pass laws to strengthen press freedom protection, as well as conduct inquiries into recent cases of journalist detention and engage diplomatic efforts to pressure the government to respect press freedom. They also told the police force and other law enforcement agencies that when something happens, that they should always rely on Section 24 of the Cybercrime Act, right, 2015 as amended, or charge the journalists to courts. Okay. Yes.
Any other story in the Punch?
Yes, so I have the story of Tinubu and the Labour Congress, the meeting. They said the leadership of the organized Labour, led by the presidents of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajero, and the Trade Union Congress, Festus Osifo, had arrived at the State House about 2 p.m. and were ushered into the Tinubu's office. The Tripartite Committee on the new national minimum wage had recently submitted 2 figures to the president as the organized private sectors and the government team offered to pay 62,000, while the organized labor demanded 250,000. They said the Ajero was trying to discuss what they did at the meeting. He said they addressed the State House correspondent meeting, said There were no negotiations at the 1-hour meeting. Rather, it was a discussion on the current economic realities in the country. He said in the real sense, it wasn't a negotiation, but a discussion, and we have had a discussion. We agreed to look at the real terms, probably, and convene in the next 1 week. Fielding questions on the points of agreement, Osifo said, in the meeting, we tried to put the issues on the table, issues that are bothering and biting Nigerians today. And they said that they made all the arguments, the economic analysis, macro, micro, fiscal, and monetary issues. So we put everything forward, and at the end, the president made his remark as the president, and we all agreed. Let's go back to internalize it, have some conversation, and by 1 week's time, we'll come back and we'll continue the meeting.
Okay. At
the end, even the president also has suggested that the review of Nigeria's minimum wage every 2 years as opposed to 5, as stipulated in the law, that we should do it every 2 years instead of 5 years.
5 years, within 5 years.
Yes. So let's see how that's...
Okay. Now, let's move on to the Vanguard. Major headline, executive order. Drug makers seek clear timeline. Stable Naira for 70% production. Edo 2024, Obaseki inaugurates 20-man transition committee. Inflation, we are suffering for ways and means loan, according to Cardoso. Supreme Court's verdict on local government autonomy, we've taken judgment in good faith, Governor Soludo's and Otu. Alleged 33 billion fraud, ex-Power Minister Mamman slumps in court, we've taken that story. Okay, what stories do we have in the Vanguard here?
So I have so you know the elections are this year, November, I think November 11, 2024, and so the governor says 4 months to that period, he has put together a transition committee, 20-member transition committee chaired by former Commissioner for Finance in the state, Mr. Joseph Eboigbe, and they are supposed to collate all proper digital regular data from the Edo State and put together in a report that should be ready October 30th this month, because it will be part of what he will be handing over to the next elected governor of the state. I like that he's ready, and I hope that, you know, if it's not a Kogi example, handing over of the state is done properly.
Okay, I have the major headline. The Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Group of Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, PMG-MAN, Association of Pharmacists, Community Pharmacists in Nigeria, ACPN, and Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists, AMLSN, have expressed displeasure over the delayed implementation of the executive order signed by the president recently on pharmaceuticals and medicals. So the president has signed an executive order which was to make it easy for us to produce, I think, about 70% drugs here, like locally made drugs here. But they have not started implementation. And now people who are supposed to be ordering, importing the drugs are waiting to see, okay, what is going to happen? How are they going to sort of reduce the amount that they get over Forex to be able to get in this raw materials to produce locally here? Or should we just go ahead and keep buying, you know, like we used to? So the president needs to do something about implementation so that these businesses can run. What are the stories we have in Vanguard? Okay, final paper today, Nigerian Tribune. Let's find stories we haven't taken. Couple arrested for allegedly trying to sell their 2-year-old baby to fund Japa. Jesus. Please take that story.
Yeah, a 28-year-old man, surname withheld, and his wife, Chineye, 22, have been arrested by the police in Lagos for allegedly attempting to sell off their 2-year-old baby. According to the police, the couple had wanted to use the proceeds from the sale of the baby to relocate to Canada, where they hope to get a better life, better life without the child. They were arrested by policemen from Isolo Divisional Police Station after the operatives had been tipped up by the management of the General Hospital. Uchenna and his wife were said to have declared their intention to sell the baby at the hospital. It was learned that the management of the hospital later informed the police after agreeing to do the bidding for the couple. The management agreed that, just told the couple that no problems. We're going to help you guys get a buyer. Then they now went to report them to the police station.
Better.
The couple blamed the current hardship in the country for their actions and pleaded for forgiveness.
Hey.
Uchenna, while speaking to the journalist, said it was a difficult decision, but we had no choice but to sell our baby so that we can go outside the country for a better future.
Hey.
We felt it to be better to sell him to someone who can take care of him than to allow him to die of hunger.
Why don't you?
Why don't you
Yes, why don't you just why don't you just give him
adoption
instead of selling to take money to make money?
That's human
from
trafficking.
it.
That's
Yeah.
human trafficking.
Your
Your own child.
Yes.
That's
So
the
yes, so the police people said upon receipt of the information, operatives from the station moved swiftly to the hospital, where they were able to take custody of the child before the couples would sell off the child. This is so sad. Like,
It's a sad story.
yes, it's so sad.
Very
This selling
sad.
of kids and
Let me use the
profiteering.
opportunity
And
to
it's
take
even their
the...
own.
We have the blue economy.
Yeah, blue
go
economy.
ahead.
Yeah, the Minister for Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, the former governor of Osun State, was live in Unilag to address the youth at the Unilag University of Lagos Employment Clinic Conference, where he highlighted the numerous opportunities in the blue economy. He says blue economy is not just about sea. It's about the myriad of opportunities that lie within. And our youth must be equipped with the skills and knowledge to harness these opportunities. He mentioned a lot of the opportunities. Also, the NIMASA boss was present, the Director General of NIMASA, Dr. Dayo Muberiola, who was also present. They were received by the Vice Chancellor of the school, and they delivered a keynote address talking about how our youth must shun vices and look towards profitable employment. And this is a new ministry. We used to have Ministry of Water, something, but now we have the Ministry of Blue Economy and Marine Resources. So it's one of those places that is newly fresh, but the opportunities are huge. I'm even, I'm open to more of this. I'll be talking to somebody that I know works in that place for any opportunity to invest. But he's talking about how our youths can take advantage of this. This is beyond clearing containers and all of that. And more opportunities within now. And Amaka is an expert on that. So we would like that. These are some of the things somebody can do. Supposed to packaging. The child to make
sell. Just opportunities are there. Every problem has opportunities embedded in it. So it's just for you to look.
For solving,
but we like the easy way out.
Always.
What's the cheapest one that can do without?
But it's not the man's business. And the woman that is carrying the baby for 9 months will push it out. And the husband will not make the decision to go and sell it.
Two of them is their
if you
business.
reach abroad, after I said the child, if you reach abroad, you will make it.
Thank you.
Who's the future for her?
Thank you, ladies. That's all we can take on the newspaper reviews.